Let's just sew whatever. Okay, hopefully I'm the right way now. If you're watching this, I'm no longer live, except if you're watching it while I'm live, then it is live. But I am making the Valora handbag. This is my own pattern, and I'm making it for me. And I'm just excited. Okay, I'm back. And the right way. That's good to know. That's so weird. YouTube used to flip it, and I guess now they don't. Or maybe it's a camera setting. I don't know. I feel like I have not gone live, just me, in a long time. Unless you're a member of the channel. I went live a little while ago. Just to say hi. Okay, I have zipper panel and strap connectors and stuff. I need to organize it. There's no setting for it. Okay. Hello, butterfly girl. Way louder now? Okay, good. I'm like, was it YouTube or was it that I needed to up the receiver gain? Thank you for telling me. What do you think about the pattern pieces of the Valora? I like them. Should I not? I'm like, oh crap, did I do it wrong? Looks normal now. Okay. Hello, good morning. Sorry, I'm like trying to flip. Oh, it was a joke. Okay, good. No, honestly, I love this bag. Okay. All right, that is my strap connector there. Strap connector there. Slip pocket piece. Aw. Instructions for a new area of sewing can be a learning curve, for sure. Okay, there's that piece. This is going to be our slip pocket inside. Oh, and I'll show you what the bag looks like. This is the one I've been carrying since I made it the other day. I made the strap smaller, and then this is the bow from the Fiona bag from Isaiah Patterns. And I accidentally sewed it in the wrong spot because I did like a hidden connector to be able to put the bow through, but it looks so stinking cute with a bow. The one I'm making now will not have a bow, but it would be fun. But it's got this back slip pocket, crossbody strap connectors, magnetic snap, and it fits my wallet perfectly, and just other little essentials. But it's so cute. So I'm making another one, just slightly different, of course, since it won't have the top, or it'll have regular handles and it won't have the bow. So I'm using the classic zip around wallet that my friend Nikki made. Yeah, it is a little bag, and the pattern comes with 2 sizes. And it has a zipper and a magnet. So the pattern is linked in the description. Yeah, so cute. This is a heavily modified version, but in this live, I'm gonna just do the regular version. It'll have some small changes only because I'm adding a zipper overlay, but you can add any kind of zipper pocket you want. So I'm just getting my pieces organized together. So like these are my lining pieces, these are my zipper panel pieces, these are my side panel. These go here. Obviously that goes on the floor. And this pattern really doesn't have too many pieces. There's no separate interfacing pieces, so I guess that's nice. You like that. Just kidding. All right. But I'm going to start with getting my straps prepped and my strap connectors. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Hi, Leah. If I miss a comment, please don't hesitate to ask it again. It doesn't show me everything. Dead. Thanks. Appreciate that. All right. So these are the crossbody strap connectors. Within the pattern, the side panels don't have any interfacing, but you could add interfacing to them if you wanted. You would just want to make sure you cut it smaller. But in the couple that I have made, I didn't add interfacing, especially when using vinyl, and it sits really nicely. Jenny from Sincerely Jen Patterns was here this weekend when I made one, and we were kind of talking about how like you could add like a magnet to that side panel if you wanted it to like pinch in, or if you've ever made the Louise barrel bag from Swoon, you could like pinch this and just stitch it from the lining to tack it there, and then your side panels would be in instead of pointing out. But I really love the shape that it creates in that corner. So you want to make sure you're using vinyls that like aren't way too thick, things like that. I also wanted to say tomorrow is going to be the last day to purchase classes or tickets for Sew Whatever Summit. So if you guys have any questions about it, please let me know if you want to sign up for classes. If you're already a student coming and you think you might have room in your schedule for one more class, you should sign up. We've got a lot of really good ones and teachers traveling from all over to come. So would love to support them. Yeah, I love the corners. Hi, Dottie. Hello, Valerie. So I'm just top stitching the strap connectors at 1/4 inch. And I don't have any stabilizer on these, but you could definitely add a little bit. I'm going to use some double-sided tape along the bottom. And then within the pattern, there is a final height that these need to be, so you can adjust that accordingly. Oh yeah, just a bit far from the UK, definitely. We have 2 people traveling from Australia to come, and I am just like, you sure? Amazing. Alrighty. So we've got those folded over, and then we're just going to find the center of the side panel. Line that up. Stick that into place. Sad it's covering her face, but that's what it is. Good morning. I missed the name of the wallet you just showed. I had volume too low. Yes. The wallet is the classic zip around wallet. It's from Maggie 55. And the one I have, I did not make. It is made from my friend Nikki. But she recently taught the class at Sew Whatever Studio, and I got to listen in to the whole thing. So I feel like I could make it in the future. And I have all the templates for it, and I've had the interfacing kit from Maggie 55 for several years now that I could have made it, but just never did. I feel like that looks a little crooked, but you won't tell. Yes, Maggie 55. Okay. And then on the back side of this, we're going to measure 1 inch. And then I'm going to add double-sided tape just to the bottom edge, but keeping it out of the seam allowances. And then I'll fold this down to meet that line. This pattern has a lot of measuring. I just got through making another fabulous Victoria pouch. I love that pattern. Oh, I'm so glad. So Donna, that's a really good question. What I'm doing when I reach across is I am making it so that my needle falls exactly where I want it to. And if you are a channel member, the video is already available, but if you're not a channel member, it'll be available in a couple weeks. But basically, I'm lowering the needle to be exactly where I want it and moving my fabric, kind of adjusting it. Okay, is that the top? Yes. So making my exterior slip pocket. I'm using waterproof canvas light. I just put wrong sides together, but that's fine. For my lining, it's really lightweight, easy to use, domestic friendly. But also works in some industrials, most industrials, but yeah. Good morning, Kathy. Okay, so this is going to go on the exterior of one of my main panels. Just gonna figure out, I like that one. I don't like the print to repeat, like in a weird way. So this is kind of opposite repeat, but I wonder if I had this centered for my front panel or if I like this one. I think I like this one. I'm gonna baste that on. Good morning, Barb. Okay. And then to get another pattern piece out of the way, I'm just going to attach the bottom panel here. It's not how it's written in the pattern, but I can do it this way, so it's not a big deal. And we're just going to sew from the edge of the interfacing to the edge of the other side of the interfacing. And then we'll work on our handles. And like I said, on the other one that I made the handles a little bit thinner. But this time I'm using the correct width because I also have a D-ring that I want to attach. I have a Juki DU1181N. This is my favorite machine. But I've also been using it for 8 years now, so I'm a little biased. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Hello, Sue. Good morning, everybody. So these handles become kind of like a faux rolled handle. So we're going to mark 3 inches up from each side, or in from each side. And we're going to start sewing at that line and stop sewing at that line. Just folding it over. And then you can tie your threads off if you want. I just kind of backstitch a couple times and then I'll use a lighter. And then on the ends, I'm just going to place some double-sided tape so that we can stick that on to the front of the bag. And then my edge down here is a little uneven, so I'm going to trim behind that nice flat edge. So the back is trimmed down just a little bit. Rudely interrupted by a Teams call. Oh, thank you for purchasing the pattern. I have not done any Maggie 55 tutorials. I know this is going to sound weird, but is anyone doing like recording or catching moments of the summit for YouTube? I hope so. I think enough people will honestly be doing just that. So hopefully there'll be some videos for you to watch. I would love to say that I'm going to do it, but I know I probably won't. I'll be too caught up in like making sure everything is running smoothly to get my phone out. Even on like class weekends at So Whatever Studio, I try to take a picture of everybody sewing, but even this last time I was like, I'm too in the moment to remember to get my phone out and take pictures. And then I'm just checking from this side, trimming back vinyl on the sides. Now I do need to look at the pattern. Yes, my pink machine is also an 1181. I had been bugging Sam from Sunny Sewing for years. I was like, come on, Sam, how much would it cost to have a pink 1181? And then they surprised me that they made one, and then I paid for it. I was like, yes, thank you. My dreams have all come true now. All right, so this is going to be 1.5 inches in from the side and 3 inches down. So 1.5, 3, 1, 2, 3, and line that up. So far, it's coped with everything I've tried. Nice. Yeah, and I definitely tell people, like, some people don't need an industrial. Like, you can get everything you need to get done with a domestic, then that's awesome. For me, this was what I did for a living. So I needed something strong, fast, powerful, that would last a long time. All right, so I just measured 1.5 inches up from the bottom edge so that I can top stitch the handle on. And I am just going to be sewing a square. I'm not going to do the X through it. And I'll tie my threads to the back. And then I wanted to add that D-ring. Trying to decide if I want it on the front of the bag or if, I think I'm going to put it on the back of the bag so that if I have something hanging, I could tuck it into the slip pocket so it doesn't fall or dangle. Please remind me where to get the skinny presser foot. So Sunny Sewing has it, and then Sewing Gold also has it. I'm so thankful that they were able to be sourced because they're the best. Lauren, can I sew a cork on a domestic machine? Yes, you absolutely can. I don't feel like cork ever gets like insanely bulky. Unless maybe you interface it with like a bunch of foam. Then maybe it's a little bulky. All right, so just tying my threads. And then I need to add my nameplate as well. I don't want to forget that. And then when I added the bow, what I did was I marked kind of in the very center of the panel that little trapezoid shape to make a hidden connector. And then I just looped the center of the bow through it, added the bow, and then the sides of the bow, literally the pattern pieces for the Fiona bag, the bow fits perfectly on this panel. It was so cool to see. And I just looped it through, straightened it out. I didn't glue it. I didn't have to like sew it in place. I just used the back side to sew it across the bottom of the trapezoid like a literal hidden connector. So it was easy peasy. So on the back of this, I'm going to mark a rectangle on the edge that is 1 inch by 3 inch like this. This is not in the pattern, but this is definitely the easiest way to do this. You do have to mark, but this is like the most concise way to tell you how to do it. I was dealing with major mom brain when I released this pattern. It was 4 years, nearly to the date. It keeps popping up in my memories, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so finding the center. How do you land your corners perfect? I feel like the stitch is too long. So Daisy, I actually have a video coming where I show exactly that. If you're a channel member, it's already available to you to view. I'm not saying become a channel member. I'm just saying in case channel members are watching and they don't know, there are videos that are early access to them that they can check out. But basically I'm using my reverse lever and my hand wheel to crank it and put the needle down exactly where I need it to go. All right, so there's our front panel. I'm going to add some 1/4 inch double-sided tape in that little box. For later. And then we'll repeat all that on this side, except now I'm going to be sewing 1 by 1 1/4 and then like a line at the top of that. So 1 1/2 by 3, line that up. And then make sure you attach your D-ring. Oh crap. Make that marking. Good morning, Darlene, if I did not already say it. On this pattern, it's also really helpful to mark your seam allowance if you are not able to kind of eyeball it. I just eyeball it. Like it's gonna be fine. So I'm lowering my D-ring to kind of squeeze on top of that sewn line and adding another one. So then we've got this D-ring here that's not going to move and go all over. Yeah, this gold vinyl is gorgeous. I'm testing it out to be a product we'll carry in the next coming months. Always looking for new vinyls. I want to say I ordered just yesterday like probably a good 40 new colors. A little intense, but here we are. I left the ends of my thread way too short. All right, we got it. Good morning, Tracy. Tomorrow morning, I will be live with Jess from So Many Creations. She's going to do a live about like making sewing tutorials for YouTube and answering questions. So if you're interested or have questions or just curious, I think it'll be live on both of our channels. I just have to set it up. Oh, thank you, Kathy. She started watching 4 years ago and made the comic pouch. Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun collab. Actually got an email yesterday that I haven't responded to, but I'm really excited about, for a collaboration, or I don't know. I have trouble like accepting payment for things like that because I'm like, well, that's gonna be fun for me. I don't know. Still gotta get paid, you know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting together the exterior, and then we'll work on our lining. And so we're gonna fold in these side edges on the top, and it's gonna wrap around the Deckerville light. And you can clip at the top. And if you're using like a really bulky vinyl, you could cut the corner just a little bit to help reduce that, but this midweight luxe is like perfect for this. And then we're gonna line up. This is why you don't really want to attach your bottom first, but I have experience doing this, so I'm not that concerned. And you're gonna unpeel that top just a little bit. So that we can sew this together at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Keeping the top edge folded, and then you're going to come down to the 1/2 inch mark. So you'll see sew through with that flat. Hello, Jacqueline. Oh, you received your first order. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it so very much. Okay, I'm going to repeat that on this side as well. And you're just going to undo the top edge just a little bit so that you can catch it. And we're going to start at 1/2 inch from the bottom, do a little back stitch, and come up. You don't need to unfold your side panel, just the main panel. So then you'll see we've got our sides attached. It was a bonus finding your live today. Oh, it's my birthday and I'm stuck at home. Well, happy birthday. I'm new to the Juki family and I'm looking to buy thread for my Juki. What machine do you have? Like an industrial or domestic? Sorry. I need to make another Valora soon. I'm trying to hunt down some hardware for it. Ah, yes, Nikki, the Valora you did was so good. And you made the large size, right? And like construction for it is a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie. But once you get it, it's like, oh, okay, I got this. Okay. 1/2 inch, starting just a little bit from that top edge, and then don't forget to end at 1/2 inch. And if you need to mark that out, you can. One of my testers bought it. Ah, that's amazing. They were like, oh, I know what went into this. Because it was amazing. Oh, crud. It shifted. Probably should have just left it, but. There we go. And then refold that side panel. All right. I have a, if it's a semi-industrial Juki, it will take a Tex 45. Yes. I have a Singer machine. I made a couple mini NCWs with it. It coked really well using a size 18 needle. Nice. Okay, so as we're attaching the bottom panel, you're just going to sew to the front first at a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then you'd sew it to the back if you hadn't already, and then we'll sew the sides. So start at a 1/2 inch, end at a 1/2 inch, using a 1/2 inch. And you're just following the stabilizer. So now that that's done, flatten this out. That. And then I'm going to trim down the excess, especially in the corners. And then I am going to trim the excess down off the seams too. And then as I'm trimming it off the sides, I'm leaving at the very top. So I'm just kind of scooping in and angling it. Especially where the slip pocket is. And you could add slip pockets to both sides if you wanted. You could add a zipper pocket to the front, like blank canvas. Do what you like. Do whatever makes you happy. So that is our exterior completed. We'll just let this sit for now. Lauren, I loved your sweatshirt you were wearing in your cutting video for the Gabrielle. What was it? What did it say? I don't remember. It was a while ago. Oh, I don't know. Evermore is running around somewhere. Or sleeping somewhere. Okay. I'll just grab all my lining pieces. We've got a magnetic snap, zipper, the teal dupe one from Target. 11 3/4 zip. Sweatshirt from Target, yeah. Might have been like the Pop Flex dupe. I don't think they have it anymore. I'll open the video, I'll see. Yes. It was the teal Blogilates, but it's a Pop Flex dupe. Alrighty, so we're gonna add the magnetic snap to the top panel of the bag. Find the center. Find the center. Actually, I did this with my little 3x8 ruler. This is, yeah, okay. So we're gonna lay our washer. And seam it. And I have a little scrap of Decaville Heavy here. And I do recommend the thin magnet snaps for this, but if all you have is regular, that's fine. And it is designed for 18x18, but if you had a 14, I think it would work okay. It would just be a little bit smaller. Because really the magnet is only there to help with holding its shape. It doesn't necessarily keep your items safe, if that makes sense. So I'm only folding the top edge of my slip pocket down since this fabric's not really going to fray a lot over time. You could also fold that down again if you wanted to. And then just be careful that you have this fabric going in the right direction. It should be like 8 and some change tall and 9 inches wide. So make sure it's a true 9 inches wide. And I'm just going to baste this on. Nice slip pocket there. And we'll go ahead and mark out our center because we're gonna have to add that zipper panel. So mark that out for now. Our side panels don't have any interfacing, they don't have any pockets. So we're just gonna repeat as we did for the exterior. We're gonna mark a 1-inch line and fold down to it. And within the pattern, it does have you cut these pieces about 1/4 of an inch shorter so that your lining fits nicely inside the bag. So hold on to those. It's our bottom panel. So we'll go ahead and do our zipper panel. And we're going to need our double-sided tape and ruler. Just going to measure 1 inch in from all the edges. Like I said, there's a lot of taping and measuring. And both sides. Okay. Stay over there. We have some fun classes that are going to be going on sale soon. Where basically we have one on sale every month, I think until August, and then that's it for a little bit. We'll wait for the year to move on a little bit more, and then we'll start with January, February, etc. of 2026. I think for me, I'm just a little bit like, whew, would it be possible to not plan a year in advance? Could I just have a little breathing time? All right, I'm adding 1/8 inch wide double-sided tape where I will have my zipper and repeating that on the lining fabric and the exterior. I don't have any interfacing on my zipper panel just because it's such a small panel. It doesn't need to be super structured. It has enough. So peel this apart. And then I want my zipper to be starting up here. So the next class that's going to go on sale is on April 10th, and it is the second annual fellowship open sew for Knotted Threads Co. So excited. Last year was such a blast, and then I think our like fandom open sews are some of the most fun because you have the love of sewing to bond over, but also like the love of whatever fandom. Like we just had the Friends open sew, and then this will be a Lord of the Rings themed. So I think it'll be really, really fun. Okay, so we got one side stitched together. We're going to open that up, press that nicely, flip it down. I wanted to attend the Lord of the Rings class, but I'm just getting back from vacation, so I can't make it. Oh, well, you can be there for year 3. They're not necessarily watching the movies in order in that way, so there's always next time. But then after the that class goes on sale, it's going to be a tailor tote workshop weekend class with myself teaching and Ria, who has a channel now, which is so exciting. But you know, I do very much enjoy teaching. It is stressful for me though, so I feel like teaching and hosting just feels very overwhelming. So I'm excited to be able to teach with someone and have it be kind of like a class very focused on customizing. So Ria and I both like to adjust patterns a lot. So I figured together her and I can really help everybody make a bag that is exactly the way they want it to. Which makes me laugh because if you were watching the earlier live that I ended, it did cause some anxiety in me. I was like, oh, well, if this pattern is terrible and needs reworked, probably shouldn't be doing a weekend workshop about it. But we're going to do a Facebook group where we will go live to cut the bag or go live to talk with you to help you cut your bag because there is not going to be time to cut and sew. We just really want to make sure that you have time to make the whole bag. So we're going to need all the days for that. So there is our zipper panel. Just going to fold that in half. Make little snips for the center of the zipper. And then one side already has the slip pocket, so I can add my zipper to that. And I've got my zipper going in the opposite direction as my zipper normally would zip because when I put it together, it'll be in the right direction. So let me go ahead and work on that next. Got my zipper overlay, making sure my lining is 9 inches wide. We'll peel the tape off of this. Mark the top center. Now in this pattern, it's just written for a regular zipper pocket, but you can do an overlay. So finding the center. I think I'm going to do this like 1.75. I had it at 2, but that seemed like too much. That's good. I believe Sandy wants to attend the Taylor Tote as well. Oh, yay! That'll be so exciting. It is such a fun space. I'm so happy it exists. Jenny from Sincerely Jen Patterns, I've known her for such a long time, and she was like, do you ever just sit and think like, wow, how cool is this place that you built? And I was like, no, I don't. I probably should, but I'm like, well, if I think about it for too long, I don't know. But it is really cool. But again, it doesn't exist unless people keep coming. So really, it's all thanks to you guys that it exists. Oh, yay. Yeah, we try to have everything anyone could possibly need. Because there's nothing worse than traveling. And like I know some people said like you can't bring scissors and this and that. And it's like, yeah. And that's part of something exciting coming is we might even get some better scissors in that classroom. I'm very excited. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Okay. Cutting away the excess fabric and the overlay. Looping my thread one more time. Burn that. And tack it out of the way. And then I've got this giant zipper pull, but it should still work just fine. I'm going to attach my lining. Face up, zipper face up. Both pieces of the lining. And then I have a thing for scissors. Yes, same. Always on the lookout for a good pair. I'm going to sew the bottom first and then flip that down to attach the top. Getting that centered in the space. Oh, helps if you peel off your double-sided tape. Paper, not the whole tape. Come on. Right. So starting at the bottom, only with all the fabric flipped up, I'm going to place the needle exactly where I want it. Leaving my tails nice and long. Pull the threads to the back. There we go. If y'all have any like focused little short tutorials you'd be interested in having information on, feel free to comment or send me an email. I've been working on a couple. I have 2 that are members only right now, but they're scheduled for later on. I'm just trying to, fill content. Hi, Shannon. What is the best way to interface vinyl that is for tackling pads? It's going to take some hits. I'm trying to make sure the seams don't pop. I almost don't even know if it's the interfacing you need to worry about as much as like the stitching, truly. You need to stop and revel in the thing you made. We support it, but you made it. Add that jewel to your crown, girl. Referring to your convo with Jenny. Fair. Fair. I'm new to your site, about 4 months. I love how you show and describe what you're sewing. Oh, thank you. I think this is one of the purples we have on the website right now. Maybe. Oh, I lost a stitch. When I pulled my threads to the back, lost a stitch. Okay. I struggle with curved gussets. They buckle. Maybe a tutorial about how to get the buckle-free corners. Oh, I can try. What stitch length should I do? Honestly, you could probably do like a 4.5 and then do like 2 rows of stitching really, really close to each other. In your classes on site, do you provide sewing machines? Yes, Julie, we have all the sewing machines within the classroom space. Our industrial classroom is fully stocked with all the things you could possibly need. For the Sew Whatever Summit in April, we have all of the machines that weekend as well. Even domestic machines will be provided. And we feed you lunch. We take good care of everybody. Try to, anyway. Okay, I'm just going to leave that stitch out. This bag is for me. It's also not going to affect the bag in the very end. It's not. So, just gonna leave it. Oh, yay. Good lunch and coffee, yes. For Sew Whatever Summit, we do not provide lunch. It's a really big event, so no thank you. The ticket was not more expensive enough for us to be doing that. Doesn't mean we love you any less, though. Okay. Hello there. Is this the cute one with the bow? So I did talk about how I would add the bow, but I'm not adding the bow to this one. It would probably cost me an arm and a leg to fly there with my very heavy machine. Yeah, exactly. Yes, there will be over 100 people for the summit. Well, that includes staff. We're still at about 90 class attendees. And there are plenty of classes with space still available. And there will be vendors to shop from additionally. Like, obviously you can shop all of More Me Know, but there's more vendors. All right, so this bag does not get turned through the zipper pocket, so we can close it completely. And I'm just taking a lighter to my zipper tape so it doesn't fray over time. Okay. And we'll just sew around the side and bottom on the side. And that's it. And the zipper pull is so big that you're never even gonna know there's no stitch. Right there. There was a stitch and then it disappeared. Okay. And then we can add our zipper panel to the other lining side. And like I said earlier, because I put my zipper going in the opposite direction, it's the same direction I need it to be on this side. So it's good. Baste that on and then attach your top panel. And that magnet is perfectly centered within that space, so it does not matter which is which. And it's a 1/2 inch seam allowance across the top. And then we're going to sew through on this side through the top. And there's my bottom. That's okay. Got another one here. Ditch all the clothes. Yeah. Bringing extra luggage is a good idea, but a lot of airlines don't have like free baggage, so it's just like, is it cheaper than shipping? I don't know. And there's the other top panel. Alrighty, so now on the back side, we're gonna make that 3x1 box. And add some double-sided tape. And that's for both sides of the lining. I have a United card. I get 2 checked bags, and I paid for my trip to the studio in May with airline miles. Oh, yes. I love cards with airline miles. All right, we just have a couple of pieces left, so we're going to attach our side panels. And these get attached same way. Oops, went too far. That's okay. And honestly, because I don't mark my seam allowance, that's why I tend to add the bottom panel so that I remember not to sew past it, but you could just, you know, try to follow the directions maybe. So we'll start at that half. So up. I'm going to repeat that on this side. Stopping at the half. There we go. So we can attach the bottom panel. Make sure you got right sides together. Half an inch. Starting and stopping at half an inch. This lining piece doesn't have a stabilizer to kind of keep you honest. And then we'll just flatten the bottom side panel and connect those stitch lines. Make sure everything's out of the way. Okay. So there is the bottom attached. And then when I'm trimming my corners, I'll kind of fold it on itself and just cut at an angle across. You just want to be careful that you're not cutting through your stitch lines. And then just like the exterior, we'll trim down the seam allowance across the sides and the bottom. Where is the cheapest to buy interfacing? I'm not really sure. I know people are enjoying the Walk Profuse and interfacing. I think the last place I purchased like an SF101 type of fabric was from Cast Iron Handcrafted. I think they're currently shipping, but I'm not sure. Oh, Brianna, that's so exciting. Making gifts for the labor and delivery nurses. I love that. I wish I had done something like that when I had Dorothy. It would have been fun. Sending well wishes for induction. All right, so I am folding my lining in now. I'm sure the instructions to tell you to have already done it, and you can. But just figured I can wait. And this bag definitely gets easier the more you make it. I know it's a lot of folding and measuring. But like we're almost done. And it's so stinking cute. And you can see like that waterproof canvas, or the waterproof canvas light. You can see it has pretty good structure. The test square was 1/2 inch. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna put our lining right side out inside the bag. And I always like it so that my zipper pocket is on the back side of the bag, but it's totally up to you. We're gonna set our handles down inside the bag and line up the top edges and clip that together. And this is where you can kind of readjust, if you need to, your folds if things don't line up nicely. And we're just going to fold the top edges together. Okay. So now we're going to sew across just that top edge at 1/2 inch, starting at like 1/8 inch from the side. So not all the way, just slightly in. I really like Will Walk. They deliver fast and the products are excellent. Nice. Yeah, I think we have some Profuse in the classroom that Shannon from Not a Threads Co. brought. I have not personally used it yet though. Not that I know of. All right. And then if you feel like there might be too much bulk, you can kind of cut here in this little folded area to help relieve some of that bulk, but I think we'll be okay. I know that my vinyl isn't very thick, and I know the waterproof canvas I'm using, with it being the light, will have no problems. So that is all the sewing that we're going to be doing to put those together, but after we turn it, we are going to be top stitching it. And all those extra threads, I just leave them inside the bag. Nobody needs to know. So we're gonna pull the lining from the exterior, and you'll see you've got these big openings on the side, and that's how we'll turn it. You have a Juki DDL 8700 industrial. I think you could probably use a Tex 70 in that. I have not sewn on it to know. And then you could also even get a Teflon foot to help you with vinyl. Right, so once you have that turned, press up against the bottom and make sure you've caught all your seams and poke out the corners. And then there is purse feet placement included in the pattern. I just don't want any. I'm good without them. And then we'll press the lining into the bag. tuck in all those threads. And then your side panels are going to get folded towards the main panels at those corners. And you're just going to fold and clip, and if you want to like glue anything after you're done clipping, you can, and leave it sit. And then you could top stitch if you're worried about things shifting. But I have actually, not that I can remember, top stitch this using a cylinder arm. So I know it is possible. It's just time consuming and a lot of pivoting to top stitch this. And so these corners are one of the most important parts to get lined up. So just take time on that. Hi, Jim. Yeah, thank you. It's a really fun pattern. Interesting the way it's constructed. I know that there are other bags constructed similarly. But this pattern was designed off of, if you've ever heard of the company called Rothy's, they have the cutest little handbag with this shape. So I kind of was inspired based off of that. And then like the side panels here, since we haven't sewn the top edge together, if you wanted to, you could add some tape, because you're kind of doing like a hybrid of a turned bag and a drop-in lining. So right now we're dropping in the side panels, but the top is like a turned bag. And I'm going to press the lining. It's a perfect fit. There's the inside. Yeah, it's a very, especially with this printed vinyl. Oh my God, shut up. I did not mean to line that up. It's pretty close. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. But yeah, it's very Loungefly-esque because of the size and like the all over printed vinyl. I love the way the handles feel. And it's a super lightweight bag because we only used Decaville Light in the main panels and then a little bit of Decaville Heavy on the bottom. So it's still structured, but those side panels are really flexible. Like I said, you could pinch those in and top stitch just a little tack, or even rivet them together if you wanted. And there's the side panels, so you'd still be able to attach your crossbody strap. Okay, so now we have to top stitch, which really, like I said, is tricky, but it's not the worst. I like to start on the back behind a handle. And I'm just gonna smoosh her down. Make sure you've got a pretty full bobbin. Sorry, I have a dentist appointment today and it was supposed to be at 11, but they changed it to 1. And of course my anxiety is like, well, maybe they're gonna forget and they're gonna be like, hey, you're supposed to be here at 11. Who knows? Okay, so needle in at the corner and pivot, and then just rearrange as we go. I have not made this bag using like an all luxe regular 1mm thick exterior, but maybe I'll try. Okay, we're in the corner on the main panel. Pivot in the corner. Pivot. Pivot. Getting to the top of the bag. Corner. And make sure your zipper tape isn't in the way. And then if you're worried about your side panels kind of moving, you can kind of sew it like this so that your side panel is flat as you're approaching it. And then we'll pivot across. Couple stitches in. Rearrange a little bit. Because this would definitely be much easier with a cylinder arm, but like I said, it's not impossible with a flatbed. And if I had taped or glued, this would be even easier. So, lifting up, making sure I'm only sewing through my seams. And finishing that off. That's it. I don't know. I don't know if you could make it into a mini backpack. I feel like it's not quite secure enough. If you want to make a backpack out of this style of a bag, the Mercury backpack from KR Threads, Core Threads, I think, has a similar shape, but like the top kind of bends in a little bit. It just, I would worry because the zipper panel only covers the middle, it doesn't cover the sides. You could create something that brings the sides in officially and make it into a mini backpack. I think that could be cute too. Just so it seals nicely. Because there it is with the sides in. It's just like a little, I mean, it's cute. Oh, I need to add my zipper end. But yeah, my favorite part about this bag is those corners that come out. So I like to leave them out. So I'll go ahead and add my zipper end. I'm going to trim that down a little bit. Screwdriver. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I have a package upstairs I need to sign for, but thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.